Um, so Dawn, we went to online training about 3 weeks ago now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
three
It's
weeks.
almost 3 weeks now. That's insane.
Yeah.
And you have made a massive change, and now you're working out pretty much every day now,
Yeah.
5 days a week, probably, I think.
Hmm.
So the first question is, when we had to make this change, from normal brick and mortar membership to the online realm, what did you gain, and what did you expect to gain?
So the biggest thing for me, and I think this is why this has worked so well, is because it's so flexible. Every day is different for me. I have a 10-month-old at home. I work from home. I think we're all working from home now.
Yeah,
And every day is a little different, but this allows me to accomplish my goals regardless of time of day.
that makes sense.
So for me, I try to get it done in the morning. As long as I can get it done before noon, it's been a good day. And that has been really helpful for me. And it also starts my day on the right foot. I start my day feeling accomplished. And especially in a time like now where we're all at home and our schedules are all up in the air, that's a huge motivation booster for me to take care of all sorts of life.
That's cool. So it not only affected, I'm sure you're seeing physical results and getting stronger,
Yes.
but you're also getting that mental benefit from and we've talked about that plenty of times before of,
Yeah.
hey, if I can start my day off with moving, which is, that's kind of the interesting part with all of this. A lot of people who are afternoon people, or morning people are having their schedules, completely screwed up. So talk to me about productivity and stuff now. Are you feeling better with work? You getting more done?
Yeah, 100%. And I think for me, I used to be one of those afternoon people. I was always at the 4:30 or the 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
And by shifting this to the morning time, it has started my day on a completely different foot where I don't have that that guilt on my shoulders of oh, I need to work out eventually today.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I always really struggled with was I would be on a roll being productive, and it was really hard for me to put down work to go work out. So by doing it this way, I have already taken care of that item on my to-do list. I feel great. I gave myself some attention. Exactly. Check that mark. I gave myself some personal attention, so it helps me, focus on my family and serve my business, and still feeling like I've already taken care of myself.
No, that's
So
super
now
cool.
I can focus on my work time, which is very condensed now, but I can 100% dive in and I'm good to go. And it's ultimately made me more productive, even though my work hours have gotten shorter.
That's the metric for productivity is
Right.
actually getting things done and going,
Oh, I accomplished what I thought would take 8 hours in 2 hours, right? So
isn't that
that's
crazy?
the best thing that we can do.
It's just that it is, as long as you do the other things first to make sure that everything else is aligned. And you hit something on the head, I think, of when you can get this stuff done, but you're flexible, especially when you used to be an afternoon person, but the only classes that we may have had were to accommodate were 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. And with your type of schedule, and a lot of people are running into this now, well, why do you need to get up at 5 a.m.? You don't need to do that. You can get this, you can do that at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., whenever you want to wake up and still get the rest of your day done, but with a schedule that makes more sense for you.
Right.
I think that's actually something that everybody's paying attention to now. And I think there's going to be a big shift in the workforce going more at home and more mobile as they figure out that this kind of platform, Zoom, helps very well, and we can connect with anybody anyways, at any time. So I have something here to ask you, but you already answered it. It was how is this online kind of service aligned your life? And you just literally here you just told me everything, and that's super cool. And I think that's super important for people to kind of understand that this sort of service is so flexible and so up certain people's alleys, so you don't have to go somewhere. You can just get stuff done and get your workout in, even if you don't. And I know you don't have any equipment.
Right.
You have zero. I
have some Gatorade bottles and some water jugs. That's what I have.
And it's worked.
Yeah.
It's worked. So lastly, if you could, who are the types of people that you think would really enjoy this and thrive in this kind of environment?
Yeah. So for me, I I personally think that somebody that's craving to feel like they're normal again. I think we're in this really weird season of like nobody feels like they don't feel like they're on a routine or a schedule. So I think somebody that's striving to find some normalcy in their life, this is a really great way to do it. For me, it's also, it keeps me very grounded. It takes me back. It lets me be outside, just kind of, appreciate the things that maybe we have taken for granted in the past. I know for me, like, I never went outside. I was always working inside, like never cared. But now that we can't really go outside or go places, it's like my time to enjoy things. So somebody who's looking for some normalcy, some type of schedule, to feel some accomplishment, like this is 100% for you. I also was really surprised by how much like connectivity I still felt in the online realm. I know for me, like the biggest part of the gym that I love and why I've been there for 5 years are the people around me, and like feeling accountable and feeling like I'm part of a pack. And even though I'm doing my workouts by myself now, I still feel connected. I'm still getting text messages from people I would work out with. I'm in contact with you guys. I feel that sense of community, even though I'm doing burpees by myself in the backyard. So this is really, even if you are the kind of person that really strives for that community, you can still have that in this too.
No, that's perfect. I couldn't have said that better myself. And I think you also hit on something that a lot of people who are, most of our demographic are all working professionals within, 25 to 60 or so that are in different levels of expertise in their own field. And it's so easy. And we've talked about this plenty of times. If you don't have that, if you're striving to be great in that one arena, it's easy to try to take care of everybody else around you and not take care of yourself, because you think you're taking care of yourself through work or through, money, financials, more time, more effort, that sort of thing. But then, it's interesting because you mentioned that before of the accountability piece of all this, I think is one of the more important things of knowing somebody's paying attention, knowing that there's people around you that are doing similar stuff, that are suffering the same way, and you're all doing kind of something together. But there's that individual touch point, which I think for me has been really good because I'm developing relationships with people on an individual level that I maybe hadn't before. And I think people who are really successful in other arenas of their life, it's really easy to not be successful in the things that you should be successful at, but I'm good.
Yeah, well, that's so true, because it's like if you didn't happen to be there when I was at the gym, like we just never saw each other. Like you could go weeks or months at a time that if I was at the 5 a.m. and you were in the afternoons, like you just never make those connections with people.
Well, that and for you and I in particular, we live about 5 houses down from each other. So.
You watch me in my misery on my runs.
That's right.
With the baby in tow.
That's been awesome, by the way. I just laugh and laugh.
I get a bonus credit for that,
That's
right?
Right.
Like pushing a weight.
That's correct. I'll program that in from now on.
Right.
But no, this has been great. I do appreciate your time and your honesty here, because I do think that this is the next step for a lot of people to understand what's still in store for them as far as their potential and physical stuff is concerned. Because even now, like the biggest thing that I've been talking to people about, and I talked to you about it, is that the only way to really like be happy and healthy and stave this stuff off, what life throws at us, whether it's, COVID-19 or any other life circumstance, guess what? It's just being healthy.
Yeah.
That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. It's moving. It's being successful in all arenas of your life, including the physical and mental side. So thank you very much, ma'am.